So here's little Fawn, enjoys my backyard quite a lot. And can't have a cake and eat it too is sort of having a fountain pen interest on top of a typewriter interest. But I'm going to give it a try, show you a little bit about my beginning fountain pen hobby. So to explain where my interest in fountain pens began, I got a fairly cheap Japanese brand, and it was really scratchy. I went to the Chicago Pen Show and got this Esterbrook. It has a engraving there, Esterbrook, made in USA. This is a J model. It has a lever here to fill the ink. And this was sold to me by a fellow who said he had the right nib. I wanted it smooth, make my writing more legible, and I think that was it. And he said he had the nib for me, and so he was into Esterbrook's. The nice thing about Esterbrook's is the nibs screw off, and so you just can replace it with whatever nib you like. So I got this body, gray, and this is a different nib. This came on another Esterbrook that I ended up getting. They're numbered. This is a 1551, which I guess would have been used sort of as a school pen, probably. Not the highest quality. But it was kind of new old stock for both the pen and the nib. Right now the nib is on this Esterbrook that I found in an antique store. And that has the 9968 nib, which is very smooth. I think it's considered broad. If you go finer point, I guess they get more scratchy, and I'm not really much with the scratchy thing. And the broad probably makes my handwriting a little nicer. The problem with getting things at a antique store is there can be issues with the nib being clogged with ink, or more often than not, if you could take off this section here, you have a bag, like a sack, that holds the ink. This lever goes down on the bag, and then when you release the lever, the bag expands and in comes the ink. So the problem is these bags, generally speaking, if you're getting it at a antique store or something like that, are not going to be in good shape. But happily enough, now I'm getting all messed up, which is another reason I think people gave up fountain pens so readily. It's because they're messy. But, oh happy day, people still make the bags, and you can get a supply like this. And they're different size, for different size pens and things, and you cut them to length, and there are a lot of YouTube videos about that. Let me see. So then I have one more Esterbrook. It was really cheap. It had a nib. Let's see if I can show this. It's really bent nib. So this one's no good, but again, since they go slide in and out so easily, I could use this. This is, okay, so this is the J. Let me put them side by side, maybe that'll be better. So this is the J, which is a bit longer. I think this is an SJ. It's not as fat, and it's shorter. So they had different models, but basically they're all interchangeable nibs. Then I got a few others. There was one antique store that had a few broken down pens. This is a really nice one. It's got an Eagle brand name. Has a 14 karat gold nib. And I just like the red and the swirly stuff on it. It's really pretty. And it writes nice too. I don't have any ink in this one though. That's the other thing with pens like this. You know, you start with the pens, and then all of a sudden there's the ink, and the cleaning, and the repairing, and then the paper. I mean, you got to pick out which paper you're going to use and what you like, and on it goes. So this one is a Old Schaefer fine line, I believe it's called, fine line. And that has a very nice nib. And right now I have kind of a light Japanese ink in it. And it writes fine. It's very very smooth and feeds just fine, and I like it with this sort of beige ink because it's something a little bit different. And I always know the beige inks in this pen because it's kind of an unusual thing. Now the Esterbrook has a Winter Night, another Japanese ink. It has a bit of blue, but it's mostly black. And they come in really fine bottles, and it's very expensive, and it's a lot of fun too. This is the Winter Night bottle, Dominant Industry, very cool. And this is the beige tone. It's called Natane by Takia. And so those are newer ones I got when I was at the pen show. And then I found this in the basement of my house, Pelican Blue, Royal Blue. And that's here. I did some work with that. I don't remember what pen it was. But it sort of clogged the pen up, might be because it's old. I don't know how old, but it's, you know, not in my memory when we got that. And I didn't really like the blue anyway, so I'm probably going to get rid of that. And this paper is a Japanese brand, but it's very smooth. You can find really nice Japanese papers, and it's just slippery as can be. Lovely paper. And this did bleed through a little bit, but mostly I can write on both sides. And I got this one at Wet Paint in the Twin Cities in St. Paul, and it has a cheesecloth cover instead of just paper. And I thought, well, that's interesting. Maybe that would be more durable. But as you can notice, maybe it flips up. It curls. So I would not pay extra for the cheesecloth. I got quite a few of these colored ones, different colors. Maybe this says what it is. Stellogy. A notebook without the needless frills. Well, that's true, and I really, really appreciate that. A little tab you can, maybe mark up what the heck is in the notebook. But, standard and technology, stalogy. Thin and soft ruled lines. Line spaces that make for nice, easy writing. I so look forward to using all of these, and it kind of lays open better than the cheesecloth one. And they have stitching and stuff, so they're not very expensive, and I love the colors. I'm just mad about all the different colors, and since they're from Japan, and I think the craziness with imports these days, that's going to be a problem. So I bought them quite a few, keep me good for a while. And I did splurge on this silk thing to keep my pens safe, especially when they're not inked and I want to move them around. This is made by Yuri. It's a lovely thing to have on my desk. And so that's what I've been doing. I have one that I took to, there's a fellow in the Twin Cities area who repairs pens, fountain pen recycler. And I had an old Belmont sold at Rexall drug stores. And it's really quite plain, but the nib broke, and so I was hoping they could find an old nib in their collection that would work. So I'm waiting for that to come back. I guess anybody can tell me if this does anything for my handwriting. Probably not. It might only be decipherable by me, but it's very pleasant to use, and all the pens are pleasant to use, and the inks are nice. And so I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too.